Right, we've missed the start. Korea, Greece and Germany are already introduced. Netherlands in lane number 7. Well, there was a time when they had people like Peter van den Hoogenband where the Dutch would be a big challenge for this. I don't see it happening here. Serbia, Stepanovic, Bana, Nikolic, the 1-2-3 in terms of their 4x1. Here comes Serbia, that's Russia rather, we had Serbia. Here comes Rylov, Izotov. Well, you gotta say, the Russians will be in the mix. Hungary likewise, that's their quartet. But this will be mighty tight. Takeovers will be key here. Poland in 5. And the best of the quartets from this morning was Italy. Dotto, Zazieri, Vendrame and Maresi will be their quartet. But prediction before we start, I don't think there'll be much between the top 3 or 4. They're all very similar in terms of time. There are so many swimmers who are good swimmers but not brilliant swimmers individually. Once they become part of a relay, they just go like the wind. Who's going to be that swimmer for the teams in the top 3 here? Because basically it could go to about, medals could go to about 5 or 6 teams here. Only 8 this time. We had 9 in the women, 8 this time. Germany, Serbia, Hungary, Italy, Poland, Russia, Netherlands, Greece. Top of your picture down to the bottom. Veerling for Germany, Stepanovic of Serbia, Nemeth for Hungary, Dotto for Italy, Witkowski for Poland, Rylov Russia, Kostaniev of Netherlands, and Vasios for Greece. That's the lead-offs, and just like the 50 of the men, a lot of splash. You can actually see the bodies much more clearly in the relay, though, and it's half a second under the European record as well. Half a second shy of the European record. European record is held by the French. Championship record held by the French. 3:11.64 is the championship record, but we've got, as I suspected, 4 or 5 teams going to the wall pretty much together here. Getting there first, just. In fact, Hungary and Germany getting there together. Russia in 3rd. 4th are Italy. For the Germans, it's Kush. Nikolic for Serbia, Kozma for Hungary, Vendrame for Italy, Cherniak for Poland, Izotov for Russia, Stolk for the Netherlands, and Christou for Greece. Look, still nothing between them. 0.27 of a second between 1 and 3, and nobody yet has been dropped. Everybody still in the mix as we approach halfway in the 4x1. These going to change hands a few more times, I reckon. Hungary come in. Germany get there just ahead of them and Russia. 4th are Italy. 5th are the Netherlands. Obviously, you want to try and get as far ahead as you can because there's so much wash that you can get caught in the slipstream, or it can work against you. You can get rather swamped. Russia now take the lead. Hungary in 2nd. 3rd are Italy. 4th are Germany. Anchor legs coming up. Hildebrand for the Germans. Lenja for Serbia. Bohus for Hungary. Maresi for Italy. Lashkrach of Poland. Kolesnikov for Russia. Dutch with Lindenberg and Kolomev for Greece. Russia have it at the moment, and on the anchor leg for them, Kolesnikov, who's just set a new junior record in the 50 back, but he's on his front now and he's leading maybe Russia to victory here. They've got an advantage of nearly a second over the Italians with 50 to go. Hungary in 3rd, 4th are Poland, and that pink cap of the Russians, looking very much like it's going to be successful, or is it? 2 lanes up from the Russians, the Italians, and Moresi coming back. He's left it too late. This is Russia's gold. Italy will have to take the silver, and they will. 3rd place going to the Poles, winning time 3:12.23, just outside the championship record. But the Russian quartet gets the job done. What a day for Kliment Kolesnikov. Italy in 2nd, Poland in 3rd, Hungary missing out by 0.3, Greece just 0.01 behind them, and all 8 separated by just 3 seconds in the end. Russia, though, at the front of the pack, and although the Italians were closing, they were closing way too late. In the end, it was 0.67 between 1 and 2. Now we'll check all the takeovers. Looking through them all, I don't see any dodgy ones. We have although I've got to say the Serbian changes were all very tight, which means good. 0.14, 0.11, 0.10, just about perfect takeovers from the Serbians, but they're not in the mix. Russians, very safe takeovers from them. 0.34, 0.28, and 0.33. So in the Olympics, they're going to have to get their takeovers a bit tighter than that, but they won it, and that's what counts. That's what matters to them. 3:12.23, the winning time. Italy in 2nd, Poland in 3rd. Look at the gap between Hungary and Greece in the end. Just 1/100th between Hungary and Greece, but in the end, it didn't matter for the medals. Poland taking 3rd. Now, there's like to be a swim-off coming later. So we have the 4x100 freestyle relay for men. And that was a very close affair, certainly for the minor medals anyway. Poland maybe the surprise quartet there. Hungary and Greece and the Netherlands getting edged out by them. Italy with silver. Winners of the men's 4x1. We know how strong they are in backstroke. Well, on this occasion, they were very strong in freestyle as well. The Russians getting the gold medal, winning that by 0.67 in the end, which in relay terms is not that quick or that close, really. Seen these two before.
The medals will be presented by Len Bureau member Peruna Ikden.
Peruna of Len, their bureau members. There's Andrea Thielenhaus, who's been a referee for many years. So Poland, they are. There are some surprises. There will be more of them during the course of 7 days, of course. But Svitkowski, Cherniak, Graska, and Matrasak, the quartet that gives Poland their first medal of the European Championships of 2018. Beating off some more illustrious names, I would say. So if we look at their splits, 3 of them going sub 49. Best of them from Kraska, 48.07 on the 3rd leg. And that ultimately did for the challenge from Hungary and Greece and Netherlands and Germany, surprisingly, back in 7th place. And although their takeovers were better than everybody else's, Serbia finished last. So it's Poland with the bronze. Italy. Well, there was a time not so long ago when they, in European terms, would dominate the 200 freestyle and 400 freestyle. Here they picked up a silver medal in the 100 4x1. Amazing split from Maresi on the anchor leg with a 46.9. Nobody else did below 47 of any of the quartets. 46.99 for Maresi on that anchor leg, which is what brought them through. And for Russia, their quartet, Rylov, Isatov, Morozov, and Kolesnikov. And it won't be the last time, probably, we'll see Russia on the top of the podium. Very strong in the backstroke, we mentioned. Chubkov in the 200 breaststroke, favorite to win that. And in the absence of France, and indeed the absence of Great Britain, who didn't make the final. They were in the heats, but didn't make it through tonight. Russia takes center stage. Just to remind you, stick around, we have a swim off to come after this, not the last action from Toll Cross.
Thank you.
3:12.23, the winning time for Russia in the 4x1 for Rylov, Isatov, Morozov, and Kolesnikov. And that will herald the playing of the Russian national anthem.
Of Russian Federation.
Bronze to Poland, silver to Italy, and the gold to Russia. 4x1, last final of the opening day at Toll Cross in Glasgow, but we haven't done yet. They'll get their collective photographs and individual photographs, then we will have the last event of the day, which will be a swim off. Which once they've paraded around to the Russian fans on the far side, of which there seems to be quite a nice number. Yeah, good thing about the Russians in terms of their splits, they're all pretty even. To be honest, I mean that's last split for Italy was ridiculous from Maresi, but what they did was they got all their quartet working very well. Right off in it, 48.6, 48.6 also for Isatov. It's the 47s with Morozov, and the fastest of the quartet was Kolesnikov, the junior. So all their takeovers were very clean. Room for maneuver on those, but say on the day it didn't matter. And we obviously now start to get an indication of where we're heading in terms of Japan, 2 years' time, where the big quartets might come to challenge the Australians and the Americans, invariably win these kind of events with the depth they have. Russia will be a force to be reckoned with in Tokyo, especially they have so much depth. Have to go a bit quicker than that, though, because the world record is 3:08. Got what they needed to do done on the day. And some big smiles. Italians grouped together to get their picture taken. And they'll go and maybe have a swim down or just get ready for their individual events